Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review. I'm collaborating with TressAllure to bring you a review of mid-length beach waves in the color 12-8. TressAllure did send this wig to me for review. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to show her to you for a variety of reasons, one of which is I have this wig in another color. Back when it was owned by Gem Tress, it was called Zinnia, and I did do a review of Zinnia, so it's always fun for me to be able to revisit a wig later on, because with more experience I have more insights, and I'll show you the other one as well and show you how it's been wearing over time, because I've had her now for I think almost 2 years. So let's get into this video. If you would like to see all about this wig, I will show you the wig, show you the cap, show you a comparison. I'll get outside so you can see this color 12-8 outside. I have an out of the box for you, and then at the very end of the video I will tack on a quick little video I did for Instagram yesterday where I wore her in an updo. I don't show you putting the updo up, but I show you what the updo looked like from all around, and it has solidified that this is one of my favorite wigs. I'm just gonna say it right off the top of up front. This is one of my favorite wigs. I love this wig. So let's get into this. Look at mid-length beach waves from all sides. You guys know I'm a sucker for like wavy wigs, curly and wavy wigs. It is gorgeous. So this wig has a fully hand-tied cap with a lace front, a double monofilament. That is phenomenal, but it does present some challenges, which I will address in this video. Let's look at the color first though. 12-8. Gorgeous. Medium dark brown. Very well blended. No visible highlights. You have a 12, which is a light brown, and an 8, which is a medium brown. An 8 can be warm, it can be ashy. It really depends on how, you know, what tone they chose to use. This one tends to the warm side. It doesn't pull any red. I get that color all the time about brunettes. I don't see that it pulls any red. It's just a really subtle, beautiful, medium dark brown. I'll show it to you outside. Okay, so let's get into the cap of this wig, because that's what this is the benefit of a wig like this. It's really a superstar cap, which means it's a little bit more expensive. In my opinion though, if you can afford a more expensive cap, I think it's worth it for this hand-tied cap. It fits me like a glove. I said before with my other one that it was the most comfortable wig I owned at the time. I would say it's in the top 3 most comfortable caps I own. It fits me so well. Look at my measurements in the description though, because it fits me like a glove. Let me just put it that way. So my circumference, all of those things, it's like it was made for me. So if you're too much bigger than I am anywhere, you might find some challenges with this. It is not a super stretchy cap. Okay, I definitely want to mention that. So let's look at this lace front, because it's a great lace front. It is the knot. They did such a good job on the knotting. It's super realistic. What are the challenges though with it? Number one, it's very shallow. So your lace, and I'm actually going to grab a clip here for you guys. You know, one of my favorite ways to wear wigs is to just clip the bangs right up in the front and kind of do this. This wig looks gorgeous like this, and I wore the other one this way all the time. I've been wearing this like every day for the last 4 days. I love it so much, and I've worn it like this. I've worn it in an updo, but you've got only this much real estate for the lace. I must not have it centered. This much real estate. Your typical lace front generally goes to about here, so you usually get just a little bit more, and then if you get one that's ear to ear, that can go all the way down to here. So you're losing a little bit of that lace front real estate. So if you're someone who does a lot of updos where you pull a lot of your hair off, you're going to see that transition line a little bit if you want to go much further than kind of the center. This works okay for me and I don't mind it at all, but just keep that in mind. It's one complaint that I've heard about this wig, so I wanted to talk about it. The other complaint that I've heard about this wig is that you can see the transition between, oh, I need to get my nails done and it's getting stuck in my nails. Okay, the transition, I pulled it up off my, I gotta center it first, guys, so that you get a good sense. Okay, you can see that transition between the double monofilament, which is always so realistic looking, and that lace front. This is not unique to this wig. Anytime you get a double monofilament with a lace front, you're going to struggle with that transition. They're very different materials. So just keep that in mind. I think, you know, I think about Amore. Renee Paris has a line called Amore. Those are double monofilament wigs. A lot of those wigs don't have lace fronts. And I think one of the reasons why is because of that. Because people don't like that transition. I personally don't have a problem with it. It's high enough on my head. I know it's there, but nobody is looking at you that way. Please, when you have challenges with wigs, try to step out of the emotional part of it and think about the realistic part of it. Realistically, if anybody is spending too much time looking up here, they're probably just looking right there. They're not going, you would have to tilt your head for them to see that. And then hold your head at that tilt and have the right perfect light on you, and then maybe they would see it. I didn't even notice it in my zinnia until I filmed the review and watched the review back. And I had been wearing that wig. I don't think it's a deal breaker, but you need to know, and you're going to get the wig if you buy this, and you're going to see that and think it's terrible. I don't believe that it is. I've worn these wigs. I just don't think anybody notices it. There are ways to get around that very easily. You can use makeup. You can just arrange the hair in a certain way that you're not drawing attention to that. So many things you can do. So I just want to talk about that. I know I've seen people mention it. I don't think it's a problem. I think it's inherent to the type of cap. So let's get on to that cap. I gotta admit to you guys, this is the third time I filmed this video. I just go so long when I'm talking about this wig. I can't keep this video down to a reasonable time. So you've got your double monofilament, silicone strip, helpful for adhering if you don't have any hair. If you have hair, it doesn't pull on it. It's not an issue. That you can see why. You can see that transition. It's just, you know, this is so transparent. This isn't transparent. It's seeing through to that double monofilament, which makes it look like scalp. You've got an extended nape, silicone there as well, Velcro adjusters, and then it is fully hand tied except for these few closed wefts on the bottom. I think a lot of manufacturers are doing that in hand tied wigs. Raquel Welch did that with her Editor's Pick Elite. I've heard it's because it reinforces the nape, it helps the hairs lay flatter at the nape, which you kind of want, and helps to prevent tangling. So let's talk about tangling. I'm going to throw on my other one for you while I talk about that. Remember, this one I've had for 2 years. 2 years. I love, love, love it. So I've struggled with the color. I'll tell you that in a sec here. But tangling, I have no issues with tangling with this one. She's been living in her box. Look at this. These fibers are spectacular. They don't tangle. They wear and wear and wear and just look realistic and look beautiful. I love it so much. I just rave, 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 rave. So the curl pattern on these are just a little bit different. This one seems a little bit wavier than the other one. And one thing I noticed about these curls, they're like a perfect spiral curl that has been combed out and relaxed. You can see that. I love that. I'm not a fan of deconstructed, crazy waves. I just don't like when waves are very disorganized. I'm a fan of more organized curls and organized waves, and these have that. I also feel that this one needs to be combed out, where sometimes I'll leave wavy and curly wigs. I won't comb them, I'll just finger comb them. I believe this one does need that combing because otherwise the curls want to like go back into their perfect spirals, and then it almost looks like you curled your hair and you forgot to comb it. So The fibers are amazing. They're substantial. They kind of remind me a little bit of Noriko fibers, which are hardy and substantial and super realistic and just a little bit thicker. They're not like super light and wispy like a Gabor or a Ellen Villa. Shine has not been an issue for me in either one of these wigs. I just don't have an issue with shine. I think they look so realistic. I really, really do. And you guys, here's proof of my love of this cap and these fibers. This color, this is 825. It is extremely ashy, so ashy. I am not a huge fan of the color. I don't gravitate toward ashy colors. I thought about selling this one so many times because the color just wasn't great for me, but this cap is spectacular. It's so amazing. The wig is so comfortable. I think it's so flattering on that I just kept it and dealt with the color because I love the wig so very much. Which was why when they asked me which wig I'd like to collaborate with them on, I picked it because I wanted to see it in a darker color and see if I still, you know, and also just compare since it switched from Gem Tress to TressAllure to see if the wigs were the same, and really they are. The last thing I want to mention before we get outside to see this color is the permatease. This actually has permatease, which is super shocking because it's fully hand tied. That's so rare. So it does have permatease. It does make it feel just a little poofy on the top. It actually, I believe, will settle quite a lot over time because that one feels and looks less poofy to me. So I think it's kind of molded to my head and settled over time. So if you get overwhelmed by hair a lot, this one feels like it has quite a lot of hair. I mean, it's definitely a higher density wig. The fibers are more substantial, and then it has some of that permatease. I personally think it's perfect for me and my face shape. It's not the poofy, nesty, pillowy kind at all. You can't see it. It does give it a little lift, which here's why I think that's such a big deal. When you get curly and wavy wigs with no permatease, they tend to go flat throughout the day. You will find if you wear a wig for 12 or 13 hours, towards the end of the day, it's just feeling limp and lifeless, and you feel like you've constantly got to fluff it up or whatever, you know, scrunch it up. Permatease helps hold the style. Gravity will affect even a synthetic wig if you wear it long enough. And then you take into account the heat of your head. It's molding to your head. The permatease helps this style stay fresh, and I love that. Okay, guys, bottom line, I really love this wig. It fits me great. The coverage is phenomenal. No bio hair showing. The ear tabs come all the way down. They lay just a little in front of my ears, which means that I get excellent coverage and I can still tuck if I want to tuck. So I don't have any complaints. The two things I mentioned to you, you know, I wish you couldn't see that transition. I really do. But at the end of the day, it's a more realistic scalp, so I'll deal with it. I really like that double monofilament. So let's get outside. Let's see this color outside, and then stick around for the out of the box. I do have one. All I did was spray her with water, shake her out, hang her upside down. She just had a little bit of box hair, not bad. And then you can see that updo I did. The styling potential on this one, tremendous. Like, she's got these perfect waves, and you can take clips, clip her up all around. You can get half up, half down. I happen to do a full updo with a claw clip, and then I left some tendrils hanging. I think you'll get your money's worth out of this one. It is more expensive, but I really think you'll get your money's worth out of it. So I love it, and I'm so grateful to have another one. All right, guys, let's get outside. Thank you for being here and for watching. I appreciate you so much. Hey, everyone. Okay, we're outside with the color 12-8, TressAllure 12-8 on mid-length beach waves. This is a brunette that is extremely well blended. I would consider it a medium brown. So a 12 is a light brown, an 8 is a medium dark brown, and they're just blended so well. I'll get out in the sun for you. So if you're looking for a simple, warm, it's warm. I'd say it's neutral warm. It's not super warm. It doesn't pull any red or anything like that. This 12-8 color is so good. You know, these TressAllure colors in this wig in particular are so difficult because you just can't get a sense of what they look like. You can't get a sense of how well blended or stripey they may be, you know, with the way that they use the codes. I just wish I could get my hands on a whole bunch of the different colors, so then that way I could show them all to you guys. We'll see. I'll work on that. Maybe TressAllure will help me out. But it's just a beautiful color. If you love kind of medium dark browns, you don't want a lot of visible highlights, you don't kind of want trendy or fashion colors at all, 12-8 is great. And it's not, you might think it's going to be too light. It's really not. Just beautiful. I just love it. Okay, hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. You want a quick updo? Look at what I did with mid-length beach waves. I love these hand-tied caps. They're so easy to style and manipulate. Just a few bobby pins, a giant claw clip. Just kind of twirl and twist and clip till you like it. It's just great. Looks beautiful. I just love it. All right, everyone, here we are with the out of the box. I just pulled her out of the box. I have not done anything else. She even still has the tag on. So I'm just gonna throw her on so we can see what we're dealing with. All right, so this is what she looks like out of the box. This is what I would call pretty significant box hair. You've got sort of, it's flattened down on my head. But we're gonna be able to deal with this, no problem. So I'm going to quickly take the tag off. So before I do that though, let me just make a comment. If you're new to wig wearing and you pull the wig out of the box and you see this and you're really, really worried, then one of the things I want to remind you about is that if you don't see any major flaws in the cap, in the hair, you don't see any big, you know, low density, kind of balding spots, like as if the wig were defective, it's just that you're not sure because of how odd the fibers look, then how you can help yourself judge whether or not to do all these next things, because once you do them, you can't return them, is to consider a few things that are just inherent to this particular style. Number one, the length. Does the length work for you? Try to see past the box hair and determine, okay, do I like this length? You know, this is hitting my shoulders. Is this the length that I'm gonna wanna deal with? Okay, so that's the first thing. And then how do the fibers feel? They may have terrible box hair, but do they feel good? These feel great, nice and silky, but not too, they just feel like natural hair. So that is checkbox number 2, if that works for you. Then I would take a quick look at the lace front and any monofilament. Do those meet your expectations? Does this lace front meet your expectations? Is it going to be something you can work with? Even if that means you have to use a little makeup or do a little plucking, which I have videos on for you. If you think you can work with that, that's another checkbox. You know, go down the line and say, okay, does it have the basic bones of what I need? And if you can say yes, you know, even if it means just a little bit of modification, because let's just be honest, most wigs are going to need you to do something to them. It's just such a bonus when they don't, but that's rare. So then if you can say yes to all those things, we can work with this. The other thing, okay, so it's got waves. The waves are likely to be able to be made a little bit more pronounced with water and scrunching because they tend to relax in the box. This one is fairly straight on top and wavy on the bottom. Do you like that? Or do you want a style where the curls start higher? Those are the questions you're going to ask yourself. If you can say yes to most of those, then you are good, I think, to go to take the tag off and start shaking her out. So let's do that. You know, but I may have to cut this tag because sometimes they're hard to get out of the, there we go. But if you say, oh, this is just a little too long for me, even if you get this all shook out and the fibers woke up and all of those things, that length is still gonna be there. So you have to decide, do I wanna cut, you know? So basically, we're shaking her out, getting these fibers woken up and alive. Now, I know that I'm gonna need to spray this one with water. I just have enough wig experience to know that this box hair is gonna require hanging upside down for a little while and some water to really work with these curls. But you gotta shake it out, so we might as well just do that right here together. All right, so now, because she's not a full curl, I am comfortable combing through this with a wide tooth comb always. Because if it were a tight, full curl, I would be really hesitant to relax that curl or frizz it before I were to really wear it and play with it. But in a wavy style, I find that it doesn't do that much. It just helps. And I know from previous experience with this piece that these curls, these waves do better when they're combed a little bit. All right, then let's find that part line because it had a zigzag part. So we want to find a part line here. See, we're getting better and better. Better and better all the time. So already she looks so much better. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna spray her down with water and I'm gonna scrunch her up and then I'm gonna hang her back there for a day or so and then I'm gonna see what I've got. And now you will have seen all of this, but I wanted to take you through this process. Box hair is part of life with these wigs. It's like getting a shirt or a pair of pants that you ordered online and it's all wrinkled. If that's the case, you know that you'll be able to get those wrinkles out likely. So, all right, thanks for watching.